The media images, I think, is pretty accurate. I'm a street fighter. That's what I am.
You're more than that.
No, I think I'm a street fighter. By the way, I think that's why Donald Trump and I get along so well. Donald Trump's a fighter. Great counterpuncher. Great counterpuncher. He's a fighter. I'm going to be his wingman outside for the entire time.
Our friend Charlie Rose caught up with Steve Bannon, and Steve Bannon may not be working in the White House anymore, but he certainly plans to stay involved, shall we say, telling CBS News he'll be Trump's wingman the entire time. He also put his support behind the president's response to Charlottesville, took a swing at Gary Cohn's decision not to resign when he disagreed with Trump. Bannon calling himself Trump's wingman is confusing in part because of the Breitbart coverage of the Trump deal with the opposition party, which will remind everyone is headlined, "Meet the Swamp, Donald Trump punts September agenda to December after meeting with Congress." Breitbart is Bannon's day job, after all. Congressman Chris Shays, Cornell Belcher are back with us. Congressman, do you take Bannon at his word? What do you think what scheme is he operating here?
Well, you know, I just hope Republicans aren't intimidated by him. He can make as much noise as he wants to make, but he represents a very small faction within this country. And the sad thing, that's the problem with our country right now. The Democrats are so left, the Republicans are so right, and the vast majority of Americans are in the middle, and they don't care about Bannon.
And Cornell, that's exactly the point you reacted to before the break, what the congressman said about maybe they'll do a deal with the Dems. You have the far right in the House, many of whom would rather go down and get zero at the end of the day to, allowing great to be the enemy of the good.
You know, this is fascinating because, look, I mean, we had this thing called the Hastad rule, which, from the former speaker, this idea of a majority. And part of what I think is broken about Congress is right now is that, there are enough Democrats and Republicans that could get together across partisan lines here to do a lot of things. I mean, there's enough Democrats and Republicans, quite frankly, to amend some of the ails of ACA. There are enough Democrats and Republicans right now in the House to get together to actually sort of come up with a fix to DACA. The problem is there's not a majority of the majority to do that. And if we got rid of those rules, and I'd love to hear the congressman sort of expound on that, but if we got rid of those rules, I think you could do some bipartisan work. But the problem is, and the congressman knows this better than I do, that the moment Speaker Ryan tried to do that, would he in fact not incur the wrath of the Freedom Caucus, and would he not in fact be putting his speakership in jeopardy?
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.